My name is Bloody Gums, and I am the richest man in Pirate 101. Less than 50 days ago, as of beginning this script, I made a post on Reddit about how I've acquired over 5 million in gold. And you may be asking yourself, why did he do that? See, I have a bit of a funky mentality. I can't say I'm a big fan of tedious, repetitive tasks. For example, my dishwasher is broken. I have to do it all by hand. Long, boring, not fun. Sure, my dishes are clean, and I can also spend that time jamming out some music, which is pretty cool. But that's about it. There's not really much else to it. But if you say, wash 100 dishes and we'll give you an ugly ribbon that says you're better than everybody, whoa, things are getting interesting. Money? Quality of life improvements? No. But being able to brag about tiny little insignificant things that people don't care about, oh, that's what I'm talking about. This is why I've taken on a handful of some not very smart, in fact, frankly unnecessary challenges, such as farming for the party animal badge. Obviously in Solak Mul, because I'm not a psychopath! As well as gunning for the Pirate King's Retreat, which is 25k scrip. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, 25k scrip? Oh, you could have just gotten it through PvP. Or you could have farmed the Pirate Nightmare packs. Well, let me tell you something. I spent a whole bunch of crowns in the Pirate Nightmare packs, and I got like one of the skull safes. And you can see that I have never held rank past contender. You wanna know how I got my scrip? Smuggler's Arena. And if I wasn't doing that, I was checking to see if Dreadnought spawned. I was chipping away at 25k, roughly 10 scrip at a time. But putting all that aside, it was this mentality that made me think of an absolutely horrid idea. What if I became the richest player in the entire game? Certainly not a hard task, right? Gold cap is 250k. Surely I just hit the cap and I'm technically the richest, right? No, idiot, there's other factors at play. You see, in Pirate 101, you can have decoratable houses, which is exactly what we've been walking around in this entire time. Now, there's a specific group of decoration items that I'd like to focus on, these being treasure piles. There's 5 sizes of treasure piles. Going from smallest to biggest, there are the overflowing treasures, which can be found early in the game in Flotsam. They cost 50,000 and sell for a maximum of 25k at the bazaar, which is a place I plan on talking about more later. The pile of gems and gold, which can be found midway through the game in Tumbleweed, costing 100,000 and selling for a maximum of 50k at the bazaar. Then there's the large piles of treasure found late in the game in the Isle of Dogs, going for 150 and selling for 75. Past this point, things start to get funky. See, we also have the huge pile of treasure. These can be found in Nova Aquila for 200k. The problem is that it's no auction, so the bazaar is out of the picture. If I sold this at a different vendor, the return would be only 20,000. I don't know about you, but I need my gold to be usable, so this is out of the question. Lastly, we have All That and a Muda, which is no auction at the bazaar, but sells at regular vendors for 250,000, i.e. an entire gold cap, and can be bought nowhere. What? Yeah, remember I mentioned that Pirate Nightmare pack? Exclusively found as a drop in that. And you know what else? The pack isn't even available right now. It was originally intended to serve as a Halloween pack, but it just kind of stayed there. But now that they're making more packs, it's going back to a holiday only as originally intended. So unless it's October, well, sucks to suck. Now, there are these gold bar things, which I didn't even know existed until recently. They're sold right outside the bazaar, and they must be new additions because they weren't around before the Sinbad updates. But much like the huge pile, these don't matter because not only can they not be auctioned at the bazaar, but they just can't be auctioned at all. Much like the huge pile, it's just there to look pretty, which is exactly why I have one of each, to display in my awesome house, which I show off to absolutely nobody. Anyways, all of this is to say that ultimately, for efficiency's sake, It's best to focus on acquiring large piles of treasure for 150k a pop to hold the most gold per inventory space. That said, when I made my initial post on Reddit, I was a bit over 5 million. In fact, I was actually a bit higher than I said I was because when I was looking at the overflowing treasure and pile of gems and gold, I actually lowballed how much they were worth by looking at what was listed on the wiki. As of the beginning of this video, I own 93 large piles, 9 overflowing treasures, 1 pile of gems and gold, and 1 muda. This brings us to a total of 7,500,000 gold, which for reference is worth 30 gold caps, 757 level 70 companion training points, or 2 companion revives from Miracle Mitch. Now, if I'm being totally honest, that probably already puts us far above whoever might be in second place in terms of stockpiled gold. This is probably the point where a lot of people would understandably drop out, let it go, pat themselves on the back, and move on to something else. But not me. I like proving a point, and I want to rub it in. So I think it'd be more fun to aim for double what we currently have. And to understand how we're going to double what we have now, we have to understand how we got to where we are now. This will be a guide on how to acquire as much gold as humanly possible. So, how do you do it? Well, first of all, if we want to be a multimillionaire, we need to think like a multimillionaire. And in Pirate 101, much like in real life, the most efficient way of acquiring such a large amount of currency is primarily through slave labor. See, when your companions reach around level 8 and above, they're able to do tasks for you so you can passively gain more resources. Most people choose to do sailing during the story because they'd rather die than be forced to sit through ship combat. Understandably so. By the way, when was the last time you saw this? When was the last time you saw this? Or this? Have you seen this guy before? I'll give you $5 if you've seen this guy before. Have you seen his axe? He has a pretty cool axe. If you haven't seen his axe, then it's gonna stay that way. Actually, now that I think of it, let me actually show you guys something. I know this is off topic, but like, look at how jank his back looks, dude. And look at this. Look at this. Oh my god, please don't do this right now. I beg. I don't want this recording to be 10 million hours long! Stop! Oh my god, please don't. Actually don't. I'm gonna lose it. I'm actually gonna... Oh, thank god. Bruh. Oh, come on, dude. No, I'm not dealing with this right now. That's crazy. I'm not doing this. I know he slouches, but I didn't think scoliosis could be this bad. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. Now, obviously, when you're level 70, nautical XP really isn't an issue anymore. So naturally, the move at that point is to boost him to level 70, and then you spam plundering and scavenging. But wait a minute. This is a money-making tutorial. How am I going to get the training points to get them to level 70 in the first place? Listen, it's going to be a process no matter what, but I'll give you a quick tip. When you're leveling up, skip a couple of the early side quest companions. For example, say you're on a swashbuckler like me. If you wanted, you could skip the Crab Hermit and or the Toreador and or the Yakuza Thug. There's also the Weasel Gambler and Tricky Vinny over here, but because they're musketeers, you can earn more ranks of Cannoneer for nautical XP, so that's kind of up to you. So you won't get as much passive nautical XP, but you can go back for them later, immediately pop them at level 70, and instantly have some units passively bringing you tomes beyond just your main fighters, which you probably want to use for, you know, fighting. I'd also like to extend this side tangent just a bit further and say that if any dev is watching this, if you plan to increase the level cap, please cap the tomes at 10k. I think I'll start crying if these go up more than they already are. We already spent plenty on Mitch. We already spent plenty on Ryan. Let me chill. I just want to breathe. Sheesh. Back on topic though. This function, this thing right here, this is your best friend. You are always doing this 24/7, no matter what, no exceptions. On this account, I have all 6 character slots maxed out all with companions maxed out, most of which are doing tasks, which can take a bit for sure, but it's really no problem. I can go offline for a few days and have a massive pile of gold waiting for me when I'm back. Probably enough for another large pile more often than not. Now, why are you doing both and not one or the other? Well, again, mostly for efficiency's sake so you can get quicker returns. Because if you put them all into one task, then it's just going to take forever. But both are quite useful on their own. When you pop a companion for plundering, for example, you may not get a crazy amount of gold, usually 500 to 700-ish depending on their rank of plunderer, which I should mention, much like how musketeers can get rank 3 on cannoneer, swashbuckler companions can get rank 3 on plundering, and witch doctors can get rank 3 in scavenging, so look out for that. Back to the point, while it's not always a large amount, every once in a while you may have 30k dropped on your head. It doesn't happen often, but when you're also trying to keep your timers down, it's worth gunning for. Similarly with scavenging, you might end up with 2 items, or if double companion benefit is active, you'll get 3. Take note anytime you strike double. It should be noted that any item you get normally, there's probably already a ton at the bazaar, so don't sell it there. Sell it literally anywhere else. It's faster and you're getting over 1,000 gold instead of a couple hundred. That said, again, take note anytime you strike double, because you're going to get an item that's tied to a specific class, and that is what you should take to the bazaar. Because if there isn't a bunch there already, you could be getting 2,000 to 6,000 just for one item. But while we're here at the bazaar, we should go over something else that's quite important. Another thing you should always do with each visit is take a peek at the housing decoration section. Because sure, you can get a large pile of treasure for 150k, but let's say some other people recently came in and sold some of their own. If there's only one there, it's going to charge you over 200k. But in the case where there's a whole bunch, you're looking at some potential discounts. This obviously extends to the overflowing treasure and the pile of gems and gold as well. So keep that in mind so you aren't losing as much when you're stockpiling. Hey everybody, future me popping in to record a part of the script I forgot about. You ready for another tangent? Okay, now this might be a little difficult for some people to hear, but apparently teamwork is an efficient way of making more money. I know, it's lame. Imagine socializing, couldn't be me. This is why I wait until free membership is available and power level my alt account. I mean, it just makes sense, right? More players means more enemies. More enemies means more gold and drops turn into more gold. Pretty cool, right? Well, that's not everything because they managed to tack some extra things onto that. I just realized my gain was higher than it should have been for that last recording. Do I care? Not really. Anyways, every so often when you're with someone else, you'll more than likely stumble across this type of double lock chest every few battles. Believe me when I say that even with only one extra person, these things make a large difference. I don't even know what it'd be like for the 4-player chests. Frankly, I'm a bit afraid to know. Just for reference, you could be questing through early Mushu and open 5 to 6 chests after a battle, and the most you may get is like 200, while the others are giving you 40 to 60. Hell, you'll probably get more than that, but let's just say you didn't have the best luck. Then you pop a double lock chest, and out of nowhere you have almost 2,000 dropped on your head. Now imagine that for the entirety of Mushu. Now imagine that in Aquila, and how much higher those numbers will more than likely be. And this isn't even counting the extra drops you're going to get, and then end up selling. But wait, there's more. These chests are able to drop doubloons. Doubloons are powers you can activate mid-battle for 1 round only, usually to get the edge in a fight. But there is one coin that's an exception to this, that being Treasure Bath. Treasure Bath works pretty simply. You click it, and then you get more money when the battle ends. Not exactly rocket science, but this amount of money is almost always at least close to the amount of money you'd get from a double lock. And when you have 2 or more people racking up Treasure Bath doubloons, and then gunning to spam that come the later worlds, this is just another way to speed up the money-making process. And don't forget, just like when you get a double from the companion tasks, always take the auctionable class-restricted gear from questing and locked chests and take it to the bazaar. Assuming there's not a bunch of a particular piece of gear there already, you're more likely to get better profit compared to how it would be if you sold it anywhere else. So there's that. Power leveling your ult is a pretty viable way of making some extra dough. Or, you could just offer to help other players. Not sure why you'd want to do that, but to each their own. And also, if you're really desperate to get the number up, you could power level your ult, save up some extra money on your main, wait for the bazaar to have a couple large piles already in stock so you're not paying 200k, and then bulk buy everything from yourself at a reduced price. But who would really be crazy enough to try doing that? Me, that's what I did. But just to nail home how effective helping other people can be, hey guys, this is my ult, and this is my main. It is currently December 5th, so I believe day 4 of free membership, and the last couple days I've been playing Pirate on and off. I've managed to take a privateer on this account and a witch doctor on a third account, aka my brother's abandoned account, from the paywall to the beginning of Cool Ranch, and my buccaneer from the beginning of Mushu to the beginning of Marleybone. Now, through this, I already got some gold, and I transferred one large pile to the shared bank already, but just to give a rough estimate to how much gold one might get, I'm gonna not transfer anything and keep all large piles I get from the beginning of Marleybone to the end of Valencia Part 2. Though, to be clear, double lock chests may function slightly differently because it's Christmas and now they drop Christmas items. So I don't think it'll be too much, but it may kind of vary. Anyways, I'll be back when this guy is level 70. And we're back. It is currently December 9th, and I'm officially level 70 and done with Valencia Part 2. Now, seeing how we have all this time left, I'm probably going to end up going a bit further, do some Sinbad, but before I do that, I'll show you what I got. In total, my swashbuckler racked up a total of 11 large piles of treasure, adding 825,000 to our total, which does not include the 9 my alt got. To be clear, these first 2 weren't bought during the run. They were transferred over when I started this character in case I needed gold. So don't count these. Or do. I don't know. I'll be transferring all this over anyway, when no one else is online. Look, I don't need people stealing my gold. I worked hard for this. I earned it. So what if I've stolen numerous rare housing items, including somebody's 10th anniversary fountain? Yeah, I'm a bit of a thief, but let me let you in on something important. You have to remember, it's only okay if I'm the one doing it. And get that through your skulls, alright? I don't need any of you losers following my example. I'm doing this to flex on you. You think I want you to have gold? I need you to stay poor. Anyways, as a little side note, if you're looking for keys on the side, this works for that as well because anything from the beginning of Marleybone onwards drops obsidian keys. I'm iffy on the Valencia Part 2 drop rates because I got literally none of my keys during it, but then again, it's really short. I also got multiple keys in a row in the solo fights during Bonnie Ann's last promo. Maybe their drop rates are higher, maybe I just got lucky. Feel free to test it and tell me because I really don't feel like it. Between both me and my alt, we racked up a total of 19 keys, so I'd say it's decently profitable. Guys, I came here to AFK. Why are people lining up? Okay, I understand why Captain Avery has a picture of Napoleon in his office, but why does he also just have a picture of Napoleon's stomach? Why does he need that? Can somebody explain that to me? Anyways, it is officially December 14th, free membership is over, and I'll be saving up gold on my other characters for a bit to work my way up to the gold transfer and the bazaar. Outside of this, I feel like that's about it. I mean, honestly, how else can I maximize my gold output? It was at this point in writing the script that I realized how dumb I was. I didn't even have all the available companions on all my characters. Listen, I know it isn't too much, and the number of companions I have on my swashbuckler is certainly enough to make up for it. But regardless, over time, this has certainly added up to what I'm sure is quite a considerable amount of lost gold. So with pain in my heart and important tasks left to be further neglected, I got to work maximizing my output. I'm gonna be so real. I completely forgot I was doing this video for a while, and I really don't have any motivation to actually try editing anymore. I started this in December or something. It's the middle of March. I need this stuff off my computer. Listen, man, I told you. I got a life outside of this. Sometimes I have other things to do, like eating. Don't you see this kitchen I made? I have hobbies. I've been collecting manga lately. You like Wizard 101? Boom. Witch Hat Atelier. This series is so rad. Aside from that, though, we're doing pretty good on companions, so there's really nothing to worry about. Though there is an issue with Corporal Sanders, he's just not there. Apparently that's something I have to email Kingsisle about. Hey, KI, maybe you could give me a cat pirate companion, or a volcano house, or, you know, like a parrot mount, or, you know, all of the above, actually. You know, just for the troubles, you know. I wish Spark was still around. I probably could have tricked him into getting me a code. Sucks to suck, I guess. On both ends. Other than that, we've already transferred the last few large piles from my alt account off camera, so now we're definitely past 10 million, meaning we've officially doubled what we had in the original Reddit post. And now that I think of it, I honestly don't think there's any other special ways of farming gold. I think we kind of just went over everything. It was at this point that I again realized just how dumb I was! I could have been receiving 40,000 a day on each of my 6 characters. That's 240,000, not including drops. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. We're doing it now. It's going faster. I guess now that it's been a bit since I've recorded, though, we may as well just count how much we have, right? I mean, just see how close we are, see what's left to get, you know. Let's just check it out. Okay, so I have 17 overflowing, 5 gems and gold. That's all right, so 44 large piles outside, and there's 40 inside. We have, let's see. Oh, that's about 100 in the backpack. Got the Muda. All right, let's see here. Oh, wow, would you look at that? Okay, the challenge is over. 15 million gold. Life is great. Kingsisle, if you're watching this, you can remove each and every one of these gold piles from my account in exchange for 1 Bootsbeard bundle, because out of anybody, I deserve it. Being a pirate is all about amassing gold, and here I am, richer than Captain Gunn. We have a mini El Dorado here. If this is not enough to appease you, I don't know what is. It does feel good, though, having the shackles removed and the recordings deleted from my files. I am proud of this achievement, though, and I really am curious to know if anybody's even close to the amount I have right now. For reference, now that I've reached 15 million, I essentially hold the equivalent of approximately 60 gold caps, 1,514 level 70 companion training points, and 4 companion revives from Miracle Mitch. I'm honestly so proud of Kingsisle for really having the guts to make a bold political statement by creating a character that truly and accurately represents what we face today from the American healthcare system. So I guess that's it. I doubt there's much else to cover. I think we can... Hey, what's that look for? What, you think I'm gonna share this money? You're out of your mind. How about this, though? little challenge out to the player base. If you can get, say, 20 million gold, I'll gift you a, oh, how about a parent's signet ring? You know, just out of the kindness of my heart, this is your prize. Anyways, I had a real outro written, but I can't really find it in my notes, and I'm tired of working on this video. Thanks for watching. Don't know why you would, but if you did, then, I mean, I don't know, good for you. Zooey Mama.